friends, and welcome back. Today I'm making a recipe from back around that World War II time. So in that time, all of the fuel and so forth was saved for like the military and all of that. So they weren't spending money moving fruits and vegetables around the United States. So people started really improvising. So this is one of those mock apple pies, but it's actually a zucchini pie. So we're going to get on making this. You're going to need about 3 medium-sized zucchinis. And you know, they might have been onto something. Those prices of fuel are crazy right now. Maybe we should start improvising a little more. So we're going to go ahead and cut off at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to peel these and take the seeds out. I'm going to cut them into about, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch size. To make them look kind of like apple slices. They did everything they could to try to make things look like and taste like, even though it wasn't like. You know what I'm saying? So let me get on to my zucchinis so that we can get these cooking. They're going to take about 3 minutes to boil. You only want to boil them a little bit. You want them to still stay crisp. Okay, so we've blanched the squash, and you want to drain it. Make sure you get the water out because you're going to have a super watery pie otherwise. We've added in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and a little sprinkle of salt. And now we're going to set this to the side and let it cool a bit. And while that's happening, we're going to get on to the next part of the pie. Next, we're going to mix all those dry ingredients together. We're going to start with 1.5 cups of regular white sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of flour. Why is everything sticking on me today? It's not even that humid. We're going to also add in 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. I've never heard of this going in this pie, but it's what it said. We're going to also add in 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. And we're going to mix all of these dry ingredients together. Alrighty, I am using a frozen pie crust. Not that you didn't know this, but you can feel free to make your own pie crust if you'd like, but I'm using a regular frozen pie crust. And we're going to start by adding the zucchini with the lemon juice and salt all right into the pie. And you want to add that juice in too, because that juice is, the lemon juice too. So this should pretty much fill it up pretty good. And you want to kind of just even it out in there. It actually does look like apples. And so they recommended leaving tiny bits of the peel on, and I did that. They said it gives it more of the apple texture and look, because I guess a lot of people use like the Granny Smith, so it keeps the color. So next, on top of that, we're going to add about 3.5 to 4 tablespoons of butter cut up into chunks, and you're just going to kind of randomly put them over the pie. And yes, you can probably see that it's still steaming, so it's fine that the pie is still warm. The filling. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our dry ingredients and put those all over the entire top of the pie. And you want to use these all up. Next, put an additional 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, again, randomly over the top of this. Don't worry, they're all gonna, melt in together. So now I want this to be a covered pie, so I'm going to use one of these pie crusts, and I'm going to drape it right over the top. Like that. And we're going to try to pinch it in a bit so that the crust will kind of go together. And of course, this shell's a little bigger, this top one here. because it's meant to go like on the bottom. I don't know why those frozen pies, you should be able to buy, like, you know, the bottom frozen pie shells. They should sell them with the option of like a top that comes with them. That's what I think. Because a lot of pies you want a top for. Am I right? Am I right, guys? You can make it fancy if you want. Next, you want to cut a few slits in this like you would for an apple pie. Because this is a mock apple pie, but you also want it to be able to release some of that steam. So I'm just going to put like 4 cuts in it, like you would any other pie. I'm going to put this in the oven for 45 minutes at 350, and then it should be all done, and let's see if it really does get that apple pie vibe. Alrighty, this pie is out of the oven, and I must say it does look fab. Look at that. Alright, so I'm going to serve some up. It's still warm. Now, I do like my apple pie warm. I know some people don't, but now this you can serve with, you know, whipped cream or ice cream or whatever you want, just like you would apple pie. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know how big of pieces I should be cutting of this. And I don't know if I should be letting it really cool down or what. But let me serve up a couple of pieces for Megan and I. We'll give it a good old-fashioned tasty taste, you know. And we'll let you know how this zucchini thing all works out. You know, I'm not sure if you can really substitute zucchini for apples, but I guess we're going to find out. I mean, it doesn't have that real apple smell, but you got the cinnamon and all the other things going on, so, well, we're going to give it a good old whirl. Keep you posted. Alrighty, so this recipe is from like World War II, going back when, you know, it was difficult to move.
Now we're here for the war.
Fruits and vegetables around the country because they were saving, you know, the gasoline and all the fuel for.
Tastes fine to me.
So it's a mock apple pie, and what they used was actually zucchini. It's zucchini.
Oh, there's the seeds.
Yeah, I got most of the seeds out.
What's wrong with the apples then? I just thought they were Granny Smith.
Right?
Oh.
And they used to grow these like in what they called their victory gardens. And also the squash comes in long before apples anyway. You know, the summer squash, the zucchini and stuff. So, I
like zucchini.
Yeah, I don't know who thought it up, but it does give the apple texture and stuff too. So it really, the only thing that's missing is the apple smell. But you get the cinnamon and everything else, so.
Just mouth breathe.
Right?
Mouth breathe pie. Try it at home.
But you got the texture and everything. Not disappointed. I was wondering how it was going to work, but it worked. Give it a whirl, guys.
If you ever get a cookbook, that's what that's going to be named. Mouth breather pie.
That's right.